with hateful rhetoric. At that gathering, a high school student, a senior, a member of the North Shore Jewish congregation, Savannah Cutliff, moved the audience with her perceptive and impassioned remarks. We've asked Savannah to join us this evening to share with you her thoughts on this horrific act. Savannah, can you come forward?
Hi guys, my name is Savannah Cutliff. I'm a senior at Mandeville High School, which is across the lake. And as many of you know, my synagogue across the lake, known as North Shore Jewish Congregation, was recently vandalized. The words "burn" and "synagogue of Satan," as well as the white supremacy battle cry, 1488, and multiple swastikas were painted on the side of the building. But vicious acts, such as this one, are not rare occurrences. In late July of this year, when the sun rose over a synagogue in Carmel, Indiana, civilians arrived at their place of worship to find swastikas covering one of their buildings. Last year in Madison, Wisconsin, hours before Rosh Hashanah, a Holocaust memorial was defaced with swastikas and politically inflammatory words. And most horrifically, just 3 days ago, a man opened fire inside the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, killing 11 worshipers in what is believed to be the deadliest attack on Jews in American history. It may be easier to bite our tongues and bury our heads in the sand, pretend that these acts of hatred are anomalies in the algorithm that is daily life for the Jewish people around the country. But doing so would be foolish and detrimental. My synagogue is not the same as we were before, just as the Jewish community of the United States will never be the same. My synagogue has joined the thousands across the nation that have experienced these acts of hatred, and we are forever changed because of it. We became stronger and more united than ever. We've been taught that in the midst of tragedy stemmed from a vile form of ignorance, we must stand our ground. We must take pride in our faith. We must speak up. Because the last time we neglected to do so, 6 million of us were slaughtered. I am unable to comprehend such senseless intolerance, but in spite of this hateful act, we have grown closer as a community. The outpouring of love and support from across the state is proof that there are more well-intentioned people in this world than ill-intentioned ones, and that gives me hope. On behalf of my congregation, we are so thankful for the pillars of our community that have stood by us. And on behalf of my congregation, I wish to emphasize that we will stand by yours and other Jewish communities that have and are suffering. If I have learned anything in my 17 years of living, it is that life is a storm that cannot be weathered alone. So thank you for linking arms with us to stand tall against the wind. We may be of different ethnicities, genders, sexualities, races, and religions, but we are all brothers and sisters of peace, standing united in the face of evil. When speaking of this incident, many supportive members of our community have consistently voiced that they are broken for us. But let me be clear, we are not broken. Oppressors have attempted to eradicate our people for 3,000 years. We have been exiled, tortured, defamed, and massacred. So I assure you, a few idiots with a can of spray paint or even a lunatic with a gun doesn't stand a chance. The Southern Jewish community may be small, but we are as resilient as our ancestors. We cannot expect bigotry to disappear. Humans frequently need someone to blame. But we can continue to fight back, unafraid and unashamed. We can continue to resist the shadows cast upon us by those who believe that light is finite and wish to confine us in the darkness. We can continue to rise above the ashes. We can continue to choose love, because love always trumps hate. Thank you.
So wise for only being 17. That concludes all